let's get on to our first main topic today. And our first main topic today gets sent in to us by Dog, who writes, "Hey, John, Cats has a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. What the hell? I thought this movie looked good. And there were some people saying it might get nominated for Best Picture. Plus, it was by Tom Hooper. What do you think happened that got this movie a 14? All right, thanks a lot for sending in that question, man. And listen, I was one of the people who said, like when the first trailer came out, I said, this trailer's terrible. It was a terrible first trailer. I liked the second trailer. But see, I believed in this movie, and I'll tell you why I believed in this movie. I believed in this movie because Tom Hooper was directing it. Tom Hooper's directed two of my favorite films of the last 10 years. One, maybe my favorite film of the last 10 years, is King's Speech, which was just phenomenal. And then he directed the Hugh Jackman version of Les Mis, which I also completely love. I'm a Les Mis geek anyway, but I thought he did a terrific job on that. And I'm like, he just makes good movies. So I believed in it. Now, I got to say, because of all the Star Wars stuff going on this week and the 100 million view party and all that kind of stuff, I did not get a chance to go out and see Cats yet. The reviews are not kind. They're not kind. The Boston Globe writes, my eyes, my eyes are burning. Oh God, my eyes. This is not some, idiot YouTuber sitting in his mom's basement going, they think, no, this is the Boston Globe. They wrote, my eyes are burning. Oh God, my eyes. The Hollywood Reporter writes, catastrophic. The LA Times writes, Cats is both a horror and an endurance test. Both a horror and an endurance test. The Beat writes, Cats is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs. Variety writes, 9, this is Variety magazine, 9 may not be enough lives for some of the stars to live down their involvement in this poorly conceived and executed adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's hit musical. There's a couple more grand ones here too. Let's look at a couple more of these. Vulture writes, to assess Cats as good or bad feels like an entirely wrong axis on which to see it. It is, with all affection, a monstrosity. The Daily Telegraph writes, glad to report that Cats is everything you hope for and more. A mesmerizingly ugly fiasco that makes you feel like your brain is being eaten by a parasite. A viewing experience so stressful that it honestly brought on a migraine. RTI Ireland, the paper in Ireland writes, first off, full disclosure, I am not a cat person. Second off, after watching this frankly mortifying film adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats, I'm not altogether sure I am a movie person anymore either. This movie... You remember a while ago, guys, I told you stories about how if you want to read something really funny, go onto Amazon and read the reviews for the Jelly Bears thing. It is some of the funniest stuff you will ever read. This reminds me of that. I am at a loss. Now, again, I have not seen this movie, and for all I know, maybe I'll watch it and I'll think it's the greatest film of all time. Who knows? But given that Tom Hopper directed it, I am at a loss. I'm heartbroken too. Because this was a bold, ambitious, visual effects, like groundbreaking stuff that they were doing visual effects wise in this movie. Maybe you thought it looked creepy, but man, what they were doing, as somebody from a visual effects background, I can tell you I was stunned seeing some of the effects in this thing. You had one of my favorite directors in there doing it. Had all the hallmarks. I mean, you got Jennifer Hudson in there singing, the main Cats theme, which is gorgeous and beautiful, and a really interesting cast, including, Ian McKellen, Dame Judi Dench,
Idris Elba,
on and on. Mm-hmm. This incredible thing, and it just, woo! Wow! Not only is it not getting good reviews, they are not being kind. I mean, you read what I was just reading to you guys. They are not being kind to this film. So.
Oh yeah, Daily Variety also said called it a half-digested hairball of a film. This one review that I read last night said, oftentimes a beautiful and very real sequence of dance will be interrupted by a digital character flinging themselves across the screen in the jittery way of unfinished animation. They'll land softly like they've been learning wire work from a Hong Kong stunt director.
Wow.
So one person that like I personally know that is like completely taken aback by these reviews because they were expecting really, really great things from this movie is of course Chris Carr, who has been dying to see this movie.
I've killing myself over it.
So Chris, you hear these reviews. What do you what do you think? Are you surprised?
I mean, apparently Jellicles can't and Jellicles don't. And for something with so many buttholes missing, it sure smells like shit.
Okay. Okay. There it is.
What? Of course it's bad. Of course it's bad, you guys. I'm still gonna see it. Like the Daily Telegraph review makes me want to go just to see what kind of dumpster fire this is. I mean, Cats was the very first play I ever saw in my life, and I still chose to be an actor after seeing it. It's just one of those shows that I think is really polarizing too. I think musical theater kids are still going to love this because there have been celebrity reviews of it that have said that it's really fun and it's a really beautiful looking film. So, you know, there's something for everyone out there. I just don't think it's going to be good.
Everybody loves this Andrew Lloyd Webber show, right? Yeah. Ann and I have a season pass to the Pantages. Mm-hmm. So even when there's some shows that come in they're not interested in seeing. So one of them was Cats. And I was like, I was busy. I didn't want to go. So Ann went and she took like one of her friends from work. She hated the musical. She hated the stage show. Really? She goes, I'm so mad that I even went to go see this. I'm like, really? Because it's like a beloved show. But she hated it. And so
it's so weird.
She was laying in bed last night reading the reviews for Cats and like having the best time of her life. She was like so happy to hear that the movie's bad. Like, anyway, Aaron, you're reading all this stuff. Like, are you surprised? Are you shocked? Are you taken aback?
As you know, I am quite the cat person.
Yes, you are.
I have 4 cats at home, like an absolute lunatic. And like Chris Carr, Cats was the first musical that I ever saw in junior high. I love it. I've seen it multiple times. I have all the swag. And this is what I will say about Cats the movie. I will see the movie Cats. And I will be on mushrooms when I do. Because if these reviews have given us any indication of the visual fucketry that we're going to be witnessing, I've definitely got to be on some sort of hallucinogenic drug when I watch it. I'm surprised that it's this bad, but at the same time, let's be real. Les Mis has a narrative storyline that, while it wasn't ever meant to be seen on screen, there is an adaptation. And while Cats is based on the T.S. Eliot, story, it's not the book of Jellicle Cats, but it's the book of something. There are little vignettes, little stories. But the thing that makes Cats, from the perspective of someone who loved the musical, the thing that makes the musical so exciting is the dancing and the performances and the grandness of it that really is only captured within a live theater setting. Because while someone's performing over here on stage left, you can also see someone doing something over here, like a cat just licking herself or, playing with one another in the way that cats actually do. And it is a visual feast that is very difficult to translate to the screen in the same way that Stomp would be very difficult to translate to the screen.
I love Stomp.
Stomp is an amazing live show meant for the stage, meant for a live audience, but you're not going to be able to translate that to a film without creating a whole new storyline. Additionally, some of the reviews that I've read have said that a lot of the technical stuff just wasn't finished. Like, you'll see in one scene, you'll see Dame Judi Dench will have a big puffy furry hand, and then it'll cut back to her and she'll have a human hand. And that's the thing, is these costumes, I just don't know how they translate. Apparently there was, cats don't have bulges where humans have bulges. Cats don't have breasts where humans have breasts. So it's just just doesn't translate very well.
Yeah, I could read these reviews all day and get a kick out. And I feel bad because, like I said, this is one of my favorite directors. The way he was able to translate Les Mis to the screen, I thought he was going to be able to work some magic and do it. Apparently, it didn't quite work. So, hey, listen, every director has a bad day at the office. Every director has a bad day at the office. I'm guessing this one is Tom's. Have any of you guys had a chance to see Cats? If so, jump down in the comment section below and let us know
like they had fun,
your
at least.
thoughts. All right, guys.